Are you plus size and going to Disneyland Paris very soon and you are a little bit insecure about what to expect here in Disneyland Paris? Keep on watching. Hi, my name is Marika and you are watching Magical Vacation Guide. Here at Magical Vacation Guide we give you all the tips on Disneyland Paris. This video is gonna be a little bit of a personal one because it's about plus size. As you can see, I am plus sized myself. Here in Disney we'd like to call it more poo sized. But for the vocabulary, we're gonna still gonna choose plus size because that's the most common terminology. It is a bit of a personal video for me because it is something that I experience. I have an annual pass and I love to go to Disney, but being plus size does not make things much easier. And I want to share my experience with you. I think you're probably watching this now because after you just had a panic attack because you're like, oh, in a couple of days or weeks I'm going to Disneyland Paris, and you're just thinking about the attraction that was tied in another attraction park or in Disney, or you heard a story about friends and family. In this video I'm gonna share you my experience as a plus size person here in Disneyland Paris. Before we start with the video of sharing me my experience, I want to give a little bit of a disclaimer with what I mean with plus size. You have me, I'm pretty tall, but I'm also, well, fat. Let's not circle around it. But you also have other really tall people, like Mark, for example. He's really tall. He's over 6 feet tall. And my little brother is also really tall. He's like 6'3". He's like almost 2 meters. So we're gonna take that experience as plus size as well. I want to share you some of my stats. Do it with whatever you want, but I just want to fulfill on the experience that I give you the whole image. So my stats are, I am almost 180 meters and my clothing size is UK 22, 24, European 50, 52, around that measurement. Mark is over 6 feet tall. I also want to say that this is not a video for you to hate on. If you have the feeling to comment just diet and exercise, I want to ask you to leave this video because this is not for you. If you have given this video as a recommendation, I can advise you to do something else with your life, because maybe, except if you follow us, of course, but if you just get this recommendation and you didn't follow us and you just want to say diet and exercise, this is something that triggers you, and I want to ask you to find a hobby instead of molesting other people, because we all know that when you're plus size or fat, it is not entirely your fault. And I'm not saying that it's always because of an illness, but sometimes it's something you cannot help, and eating is just a coping mechanism, or you're always fat. So I want to say that please tolerate each other in the comments, and I just make this video for people who are actually having a panic attack about it. So thank you so much. When going to Disneyland Paris, you must do the attractions. But what attractions are good for plus size people? You have a couple of, well, risks to take. You have attractions where you have a bench, where you have a pull on bar, where you have a pull over bar. Mostly with the pull over bars, which are Hyperspace Mountain and Flight Force, are a little bit not so good for when you're bigger chested. When you have a pull on bar, that really depends on how much the pull bar goes like click, 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 and how much you have on your belly. For example, Big Thunder Mountain, definitely no problem. Crush Coaster, that is a little bit trickier. But Buzz Lightyear is also really fine. You also have a belt, which is on Star Tours, but there you have like these armrests. So you have different kinds of attractions, and you really need to think about, okay, the attractions I'm gonna name, which I already named a couple of, are the attraction that I see most risk in. So if you haven't heard the attraction, I don't see any risk here. So let's go over the lands. So you have Discovery Land, you have Hyperspace Mountain, Pool Over Bar. I see a more risk with a lot of tall people with like a tall upper body and with a larger chest. Buzz Lightyear, they have like a pool on bar, but it's not like a bar. So I have no problems with that. Star Tours is a belt and they have armrests. So if you have like bigger hips, I can sit there perfectly fine. Then you have Mickey's PhilharMagic, no problem at all. Orbitron, if you are tall and a little bit heavy weighted, maybe only one person at car, not two. Autopia, I'm not gonna even try it. It's not very good. You're really tight as a tall person, and as a heavy weighted person, it's really not an option. But Autopia has a task vehicle outside of the attraction. So at Fantasyland, where we are here now, it's a small world, has the same system as Pirates of the Caribbean, so I'm gonna take that too. They have a bench. It's not hard. It is really easy to get in if you are a heavy-weighted person. If you are a really tall person, you have limited space for your legs, so watch out for that. But it's mostly that you sit uncomfortable. You have to like be really, really, really tall. My little brother, who's almost 2 meters, can sit in it perfectly fine, maybe a little bit tight. Mark, also the same. He's almost also 2 meters, and he can sit there pretty comfortably. But it gets a little bit tighter. The teacups behind me are the worst. They are a very beloved and iconic attraction in Disney parks all over the world, but they are very uncomfortable. The teacups are pretty small in size, and then you have this uncomfortable wheel. And you also have like this entrance where you have to go in like, so that's pretty uncomfortable. And then you have the Pinocchio and Snow White, also kind of the same vehicles. They're not bad, but they're pretty tight. They're made for children. So remember that you have a limited space for your legs, and you have a pull down bar, which is not your biggest problem. And then you have Peter Pan's Flight. Peter Pan's Slide in the back, perfectly fine. In the front, you're a little bit tight because then you sit like with a really weird angle with your legs and your knees. Frontierland, Big Thunder Mountain, perfectly fine. I don't have any problems. I sit pretty comfortably on Big Thunder Mountain. Phantom Manor, also not a problem. And a train that goes around the park, also not a problem. And then you have also these little attractions here, like Casey's. I don't know, I've never been to Casey's. Is that good? Casey's is pretty good. Mark says a little bit like this, and he is tall. Do you think I would have a good time in Casey's? Yeah, if I'm sitting alone in one of those cars, I would have a good time. So there you have it. And then you also have like the fairy tale story. I don't have any problems with that. It's just like the same with It's a Small World and Pirates of the Caribbean. Walt Disney Studios, Avengers Campus, Spider-Man, no problem. Flight Force, Pool Over Bar. That is a little bit, it's the same for Hyperspace Mountain. Hollywood Tower of Terror, didn't have a problem with it, but it's a long time that I've been to Hollywood Tower, but I didn't remember I had a problem with that. Aladdin's Passage, it's the same for Dumbo's Flight. I forgot Dumbo's Flight at Fantasyland. Oh my god, it's one. I love Dumbo's Flight. Dumbo's Flight is a little bit tight, but it's fine. Aladdin's Passage, also tight. Let's say it's tight. Crush Coaster, it is tricky. It really depends on where your weight is, but they have like this pulled down bar, and when we had to go there, Mark, yeah, it goes, but he had to push a little bit. So it's tight. And then you have the World of Pixars, you have the RC Racer, Slinky Dog, no problem. RC Racer, they have like 2 seats. They have normal seats and they have seats with a bigger pull over. And I used that one and that was fine. It was tight, but it was fine. I could sit pretty comfortably. Cars Road Trip, not an attraction you should do, but fine, no problem at all. And then you have Ratatouille, last but not least. No problem, it's like this pull down ride. It's like this pull down safety bar. no problem at all. But like I said, it really depends on where your weight is on your body. If it's on your belly or your chest, on your hips. And if you're tall, it also depends if you have more in your upper body or in your legs. But if you have the same stats as me, I think you're completely, well, I think you're most of the time you're fine. You're at tops tight. Oh, I also forgot Indiana Jones. I'm so bad. Indiana Jones. It's really tight. You also have this pull over bar, and I actually have a lot of space in my shoulders, but I mostly have a problem with the legs. I sit pretty tight. It's like the ride of Indiana Jones is like, you know, like super straight. So I mostly have a problem with my legs. How are you and Indiana Jones? Same. Mark just says he has the same on Indiana Jones. It's just really tight if you have a little bit of longer legs. It's just that right. It's just so, there's no like aerodynamics or something. So these are the rides. I hope you have a better image of that. I also want to talk to you about clothing. So let's go with that. Next item is clothing, and I want to show you what it looks like to read clothing labels. So what I am wearing now, here, Mark, hold it. No, I can show people. This is what I'm wearing now. It's a shirt I bought for Halloween. It's 2XL, so if you have like the same stats as me, 2XL is fine. But it always depends. We are now here at Emporium, and I want to show you a spirit jersey and how to read a label. So you have this label where here you see XS until XL. So that means that they carry these sizes. So if you're looking for an XXL as spirit jersey, you cannot find it because they don't carry it. For the spirit jerseys, they usually don't carry XXL here, but for the t-shirts, they mostly do, in my experience. And spirit jersey, if you buy an XXL, when I buy an XL, it's just not a spirit jersey, it's just a sweater. That's high. Can you get it off the rack? So here you have it, S until XXL, and then you see you don't have an XS. So they should carry XXL. And you also have these labels. Oh, here, like these. Like these, they have that on the rack. And then you can also see quickly, they don't have that. Oh, they don't have that on these, but I believe they have that on these. This one is XS until XXL, so they have a really big range. So this is what I mean with all these labels. So you can quickly scan it out, and when you see like a rack like these and you want to get to the bigger sizes, they mostly are at the back. So they start with the smaller sizes and then they go bigger as you go back. Do they have, Mark, do you know if they have any fitting rooms here in Disneyland Paris?
What?
Fitting rooms.
Yeah, in the biggest shops, outside the parks.
Outside the parks, not inside the parks.
I didn't see them. Yeah, maybe in the motors.
I
On the other side.
also have a little trick on how to see if this is the shirt you could wear. Okay, Mark, hold it. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna get a shirt. This is an XXL. If you have a shirt and you want to know if you could wear it, just put it here on your shoulder and put it on your waist. If it goes until the middle of your waist, it should fit. Same goes for the chest. If it goes to the middle, it should fit. Same goes for pants or skirts or whatever. If you keep it in front and it goes to the middle, it should fit. But also a tip, if you're a little bit plus size, don't buy your shirts on the last day if you're not able to fit them, because then you can return them the next day. Do you think they carry this in XXL? No? Oh, too bad. We as plus size people don't always have the luck that we find the right clothes here in the park, so always be prepared. If you really want to go Disney style, definitely check out or order a website or order a t-shirt or a sweater or whatever online, or go to a shop where you know where they sell Disney, because you don't always have the luck to get it here. Other things that you should know before you go is buy good shoes. You're gonna carry a lot of weight. This is mostly for the heavy-weighted. You're gonna carry a lot of weight, so you need to have good shoes that you've already broken into. Otherwise, you're gonna have a really crappy day. I didn't say it in the disclaimer, but I really wanted to, because that's how I prepared my story. But this is not a diet video. This is the situation that is. You're probably watching this like a few days or a few weeks before. This is the situation. You cannot diet. And if you are here in Disneyland Paris, don't torture yourself with just eating salads or healthy foods. You're in Disney. You cannot help anything about the situation. One salad is not gonna make you magically lose 20 kilos. So enjoy that cookie. And if you want to prepare, lose some weight before your Disney trip, honestly, I cannot recommend it. Because you should probably concentrate on getting fitter and stronger instead of starving yourself and getting weaker. This is the situation that you have. You're not gonna lose magically 20 kilos in 5 weeks, so train yourself. But I usually have as a measure, if I can walk like 1 hour and a half at a pretty good speed, I feel confident enough to walk through the parks all day. So that is what I recommend. Train yourself, get a dog, and get a dog, go walking with that dog, train yourself, don't starve yourself. This is the situation that you have to work with. I also have one really big tip for you. Do you have shaving thighs? I have the tip for you. Honestly, guys, this is the best tip I've ever had. Well, we all know those little shorts that we have, like those little biker shorts that really help those shaving thighs. But when it's really hot, that is not enough. You have this roller deo, like Odorex. Just put some roller between your legs where it hurts, let it dry. It's amazing. It's a miracle worker. And I have one last suggestion that I want to give you, is that when it's hot here, wear whatever you want. Wear those shorts. Don't care about jeans. You're not gonna torture yourself. People can see that you're fat whether you're wearing long jeans or short shorts. Just do what feels good for you, that you can get this, while you can have the most magical day and you can experience it the most magical day. Don't care about what other people think. So that is one last tip I want to give to you. I hope that this video will help you. I hope that sharing my experience has helped you to get a little bit more rest and go more relaxed into your Disneyland Paris vacation. Honestly, it's not that bad. Even though I'm a plus size person, I really enjoy my Disneyland Paris vacation. And Mark, as a tall person, also really enjoys his Disneyland Paris vacation. Just get more fit and be prepared for the attractions. And also I have one tip. If you're going with just your partner, I have all these scatter tips all around the video. If you're going with your partner and you are too afraid for an attraction, for the Walk of Shame, most attractions have a single rider's line. So definitely check that out. Mark, sometimes when I'm like too scared, Mark goes into the single rider's line and he is out within 10 minutes. And then you can give your feet some rest. So I really hope that this video has helped you. The panic attacks are not necessary. You're gonna have a most amazing time and experience the magic of Disney, because the magic of Disney is for everyone. Doesn't matter what you look like, what shape you are, whatever. Just go and enjoy it and get the most out of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Did you already book a Disneyland Paris vacation? Good for you, I hope you have amazing. But if you haven't booked it, we have some offerings in our description. For example, for now, we have a Disney Plus for 12 months when you book a Disneyland hotel, and 30% off, and and half board. We have all these kinds of offerings and they change constantly. So it's only limited. So we don't know when it ends, when another begins. So definitely check out our comments for the best deals. If you like this video, definitely subscribe to our channel. You would make our day. We would love to get new subscribers every day. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a magical day wherever you are. See you in the next video. Bye.